So did your job profile in Microsoft actually existed, or did you create one for yourself? And how was your life as a designer? Because entering into such a structured organization like Microsoft, how did you change the entire organizational setup of Microsoft?
Yes, like Microsoft is huge. Like imagine it like a huge ship, and you are like probably one body, one part of the machine,
Yeah.
and that's how it's like $1 trillion company, and that's how it moves. With a trillion different parts. But when I joined Microsoft, I joined as a consultant, and consultant is someone who basically has an open role.
Okay.
The job of a UX consultant is to consult other clients, which are Microsoft's clients, in their projects,
Right.
and that could be anything. I came from a background of being a visual designer, a product designer, and also UX design. So I used to like help the companies in my own way. In fact, if you look at my projects during Microsoft, all of them are super visual because I've always been a very visual guy. I always visualize things. All my project reports are also very visual. In fact, the research I used to do in IIT, I used to like publish a visual paper out of that.
Yeah.
It's just like my findings just put in a very infographical visual way.
Yeah.
So that's how I used to like pursue my projects in Microsoft. And something very interesting happened. I happened to be in US for a project in Microsoft headquarters,
Okay.
and we're listening to this this designs problem that is happening, and we're brainstorming as designers. And I'm like usually the one who's sitting with my sketchbook and just doodling, just listening and doodling to what is getting talked about, and what is my take on that. And I think someone from my team in US, they saw me and they're like, "Hey, what you doing?" And I told them I'm just like making some visual notes.
Okay.
And then they're like, "Can you show us?" And I showed it to them, and they really liked it. They're like, "It's actually really good. In the next meeting, can you do it for us on a big paper instead of your sketchbook?" And I'm like, "Of course." And next time I was doing it on one big sheet of paper. So whatever was getting discussed, I was able to make a visual representation of that. And they took that to the client, and client really liked it because they're like, "Oh, this is actually a live information that been captured."
Okay.
And we can actually use it in our reports, and it's going to be really valuable for us. And that point I realized that if you can capture the discussions, the ideas which are flowing around you, and somehow like visual is a really good medium.
Yeah.
Because as humans, 94% of our memory is actually visual.
Exactly.
What you see is dreams, which are visual. You don't hear sound because that's how our brain
Right.
sees the world. That's how it remembers it. So I realized the power of that at that time. I came back to India and I started applying that in my work.
Okay.
Luckily, Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, was visiting Hyderabad,
Okay.
and he was talking about his book called Hit Refresh. It's a book on organization structure and about his life at Microsoft and how it changed the culture. And I got a call from my director in Microsoft, and he said, when Satya is speaking in the town hall with everyone,
Okay.
do you want to capture what he's saying? And you can do it in live in front of everyone, and everyone can actually say it. And later, when they come back, they'll also remember what he spoke about.
Okay.
And I'm like, wow, that sounds interesting. I love to do that. And next, like fast forward 1 month, Satya was in Microsoft Hyderabad headquarters. He was talking to all the employees. In the background, I was on a big wall. I think it was like a 8 feet by 6 wall, 8 feet by 6 feet wall. I was actually like sketchnoting or doodling what he was saying.
Oh.
I had 20 minutes for his speech, and I was able to like fill that whole 6 feet by 8 feet thing in that time.
That's amazing.
And I was like, wow, did I just do it? Luckily, like there were a lot of cameras and media people at that time because Satya was in India.
Yeah.
So they were like sort of capturing him, and they saw it and they projected on the TV.
Okay.
So it was shown on a lot of media channels, and it got the attention of people, to be honest. And then from that point in time, like I got so many inquiries about it. People were really interested in this because I think they saw something like this
Yeah.
for the first time.
Yeah.
And from then I started doing it officially as a visual harvesting.
Wow.
So that's where the word visual harvesting comes, because
Wow.
it's visually harvesting the information that you have around you.
The full conversation has been linked in the descriptions down below. Subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss an update.